Okay, today we're going to make ourselves an OR block that drops an item. And there's a difference between the block we created the first time, which was just a regular basic block. And there is a big difference between the two. An OR block could use the fortune enchant, which any other blocks can't, other than gravel, which it actually works differently than an OR block. So the first thing we need to do is create a new class. Or block core. We want to extends block or we want to import it. Next we're going to put public lowercase, copy this line, open bracket, super, there we go. We got that done. Next, we want to create this next line is what makes the block actually drop an item. You can configure it how we did last time. Like I said, if you want the block to drop itself, you just put in the same line like this. You could even go as far as and just remove this line and just put down return this. You could also do that, but I actually like putting in the actual name because sometimes I prefer it that way though. But for me, since I want to actually make the block drop an item instead, not the actual block in return, we have to put in a whole different line instead of this one. We need to put public keep putting capitals. Public item get item dropped parentheses, open bracket, enter. We want to import Minecraft.net item. Inside here you need to put int par1 comma and rand comma int par2. Right here we want to import the Java line. Now, the whole thing is just going to become an error because we have to put a return. Return And here we want to put our item, no. Tut, item, I don't like it, IDs, dot. Then we want to look for the item itself. We want to put dot set on initial localized name. We've got to make that a string just by putting quotes, and then end it with a semicolon. And there you go. We have the core file for our OR block. Now we actually have to make the ID. So we're just going to go back under our OR block. All we're going to do is copy this line and copy this one. Just paste it right underneath. So we're just going to put OR in the middle. I'm just going to highlight this and copy it. I'm going to paste it there. We're actually going to delete this. Paste it here, just put core. We're going to import that class we created. So, paste it there. Right here we're going to paste it as well, under the texture name. And we are done. You could edit the hardness if you want to make it so it either takes longer or not. I'm just going to leave it as is. I'm not really going to mess with that. So next we're going to register it. Pretty plain and simple. Just copy this line here, just paste it, and just rename it to your item. You might have to change this if your items are under a different class, but since it's in the same class, we're just going to rename these to the appropriate ones. Save. We don't have to mess with the main file at all because these are already in there, so these files will automatically be loaded. So we are at, we gotta put the harvest level. So we just copy this line. Most of it is like after you get most of it done, like most of the classes created, you want to add to it. You just have to mostly just copy and paste and just do small tweaks here and there. We're going to change this to 2. For a little side note, I'm gonna show you the values, which number corresponds to what type of tools. For wood and gold equals 0. You don't actually have to write this down. I'm just putting this as a note. That's what the double slash stands for. It makes the double slash means that it's just plain text, and the game will not register, will not even mess with it. And so the next one we have is stone equals 1. Iron equals 2. Diamond, I know I spelled that wrong, equals 3. So that's how you know what the harvest levels are. Gonna save all. Next we are we've just now finished creating the new ore block. It's all, the coding is already done. Just simple copy and pasting. Next, we actually have to put the texture and the in-game name on. So you want to go put the in-game name in. So we're just going to go copy this line right here, the tile. So in order to understand how this works, tile, basically how it is, if you create a tab, it's going to be item group. If you create a block, the first one's going to be tile, and then the string name, and then name at the end. And then you actually put the in-game name right here. For items, all it is, the first one is just item. So right here we want to put ore. So we're going to put ore right there. It just makes it so you can allow to put the spaces and you don't get this text right here popping up on your item. So next we're going to put our texture in. I'll explain a little bit about the textures right here. After I rename it. Cut or block. So the textures is just a basic 16 by 16 pixel image, and right here is right here I'm using my copper ore from my mod Metal Gemcraft. I'm using the copper textures as an example through this mod tutorials. So I already have them all pre-completed. The textures might take you a while to actually design if you want to add custom textures. So and that's it for that. Oh yeah, and they have to be .png files. Minecraft will not register any other types. So pretty sure that's done. So let's start up the client. Okay, go into a world. Game mode 0. I've been messing with this in this world a little bit. Oh, oops. 1. So let's get rid of those. Let's pull out a stone pick. Let's grab out a couple of these. I'm gonna place a few. Go back into survival. So we're going to demonstrate here with the stone pick that since we mine it, since we have the harvest level set to 2 for the harvest level on these blocks, it's not going to break with a stone or wooden pickaxe. but it will with a iron and above. And it's also, instead of dropping the block, it's dropping the item instead. You get tosses out. And since we classified it as a ore block, we could actually use the fortune enchant on it now. So I'm gonna make a pillar here with 10 of these blocks, and we'll just see how much we get and how much we're gonna get. This diamond pick right here has the fortune enchant on it. It's actually the fortune 3. So out of that 10, we got 21, showing that the fortune enchant actually does work on them. If you actually create it without extending it to block ore instead of block, like most people usually do, it will actually make it so the fortune pick don't work on it. You can mod it that way if you want, if you do not want to have the fortune working on it, but if you do, you gotta do it this way. Next, we are actually gonna close out Minecraft now. We are actually done with that. Next, we're gonna go over smelting. So what we have to do now, we actually have to create another item. So we want to go, this time we're gonna make an ingot or a bar. So we want to go under our items, and let me close all of these. So we're going to go back under items, IDs. We don't actually need to make a core. For most of the items, we just have to keep it under the item core for most of the items, other than tools. So right here, I'm going to put tut. Oh, we want to copy this line. We're going to put tut bar. Control C. After you got a lot of the coding down, it's just mostly copy and pasting. It's very simple. Just copying and renaming just their primary things, which is just these. We're not actually gonna mess with this. We're gonna leave it be. So that's all fine right there. So now we gotta register this item. So all we have to do is copy that, paste it there, and we're just going to change this to bar. Same with that. Save all. And we've created ourselves an ingot or a bar. So since we've done that, we can now do the smelting, so we could actually take the copper item we have and smelt it into an ingot now. But we actually have to make it work through the furnace. Added a new package there. We're going to put a new class inside of there. I'm just going to put as touch cook, You could name it anything you want, but that's what I'm just going to put for now. So what we want to do first thing we want to put is the void load, the public static void with open brackets. So it's pretty simple on how to do this. We want to put game registry dot add smelting so right here we want to put our input, so which will be our item. Our input is going to be our item. Our output, we have to put, oh, don't forget to put dot set unauthorized name string. There you go. And for the output, this is what we get after we smelted an item, so we're actually going to put we have to put new item stack and then import item stack. So in here we got to put the item we're actually going to be changing into, which is going to be item ID dot r bar. And then we put a comma, and then we need to put how much we're going to get back. So we're just going to put 1. We're just going to receive 1 bar back. You could change it to like an insane amount, but we're just going to put 1. And for this is the amount of XP that you get for smelting. We're just going to put .5 F. That's actually the amount of XP that you receive from smelting and ironing it. There's different values. The higher this is, the more XP you get, but this right here is how much you get for putting from smelting iron, so it's the same amount. You can actually see if that is right. Under Forge Source, Net, Minecraft, Item, I don't really know where it's actually located, but I see it. We'll just ignore that for now. Let's see. Since we got that down, we need to put this in our main mod class. I think yep, this one actually has to go underneath the post int. So we need to put tut cook dot smelting void and semicolon. So basically what these do is the preint is mostly your item and blocks will load first. Under here is things that do with the world generating, or possibly adding some other stuff. I think is even the dimensions and stuff. Under here it's mostly recipes and smelting. So save all. So, whoops. We don't want to forget that about the item we did. So we need to go under language. Gonna find this one right here. Copy it. We're gonna change that to bar. And change this to bar. Save it. Gonna copy over this, rename it. I named it tap bar, so gonna put it there, and we got our texture in for that. So now when we start the client, oh, seems like we got ourselves an error. Let's see what it is. It seems like getting an error right here on this line. Something's not correct. Let me double check. On smelting. The line is correct, but for some reason it's popping up an error, which I'm not for sure what it is. Okay, that time it actually loaded. I don't know why it popped up that error. I noticed that before when I was creating my mod, that sometimes it don't load correctly. I don't really know why it does that. I just don't know if it could have been I might have ran out of RAM or something. Or the game just didn't load correctly. Slash game mode 1. So let's go to grab a furnace. Grab some fuel. I'm just gonna grab a fuel rod. Blaze rod actually. We're gonna put, since now we could actually shift click and it registers that it goes in there. And we put the blaze rod in. Oh, there you go. It just lagged there for a second. And it's creating a top bar. You can see that it's actually cooking it. So we're basically taking our top item and converting it into a top bar through the furnace. And after we pull it out, we will get some XP. /game mode 0. See now that we've actually gotten some XP right here. Pull out another one. We didn't get none on that one. See, we got some XP that time. So we got 3. There's sometimes it will give you some, some won't give you some. So we made it so now we could smelt our item into a bar. One. And under the cradle we can see that our top bar is here as well. We did it. And we're basically done. Let's broke the furnace. Okay, thanks for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe, thumbs up, whatever. And until next time, we'll see what else we'll be doing. More likely, I'm pretty sure it might be tools or even recipes. So, until then, later.